Yo, welcome back to Between the Numbers Sports Podcast and Show. Today we're diving into some troubling news coming out of the Georgia Bulldogs football program. So let's get into it. In July alone, three Georgia football players have found themselves in legal trouble. The most serious case involves wide receiver Rara Thomas, who was just arrested on charges of second-degree cruelty to children and battery. This isn't Thomas's first run-in with the police. Last year, he faced charges for false imprisonment and battery to a family member, which was later dismissed, and he was allowed to rejoin the team. But Thomas' recent charges have led to indefinite suspension from the team, as per the University of Georgia's Athletic Association Code of Conduct. This code requires suspension from team activities for those charges which family crimes uh, are had and until they are resolved. But Thomas isn't the only Bulldog in hot water. Linebacker, I'm gonna say I can't pronounce this kid's name, but Smelly Madon Jr. and offensive lineman Bo Hughley were both arrested for reckless driving. Madon, who is a senior and who had a standout season last year with 6 to 8 tackles, was booked while for speeding, and reckless driving. Meanwhile, Hughley faced similar charges, including failure to maintain a lane. So maybe some alcohol was involved there. These arrests are part of a concerning trend for the Georgia Bulldogs, especially considering the tragic incident that happened last year, where a player and a staffer died in a car crash while racing. The team's issues with driving offenses have persisted, highlighting a need for stricter discipline and oversight. As the legal situation unfolds, it remains to be seen how these players' future with the team will be affected. Now, again, Thomas has been suspended indefinitely, um, and haven't heard too much more about what happened with the other two. But I know that I read somewhere that Kirby Smart and this Georgia football team was saying that when players started continue to get in trouble, they were going to pretty much um, take it out of their NIL, finances or funding or whatever. So that's one of the more stricter, things that's coming from these players continuing to get in trouble off the field. Um, Georgia's coaching staff and administration definitely needs to address these behavior issues to prevent further events from happening. Again, especially with what happened last year with the two souls who were killed. One was a staffer again, and one was a player. You want to get in front of this, and you want to come down on these players harder, right? Because there's only going to be a matter of time before something else happens where uh, a player or a staffer or a innocent civilian loses his or her life because of someone being reckless behind the wheel. And I get it. A lot of these players are young. They're having fun in college. Some of them are buying fast cars or nice cars with their NIL money, and they want to go out and celebrate. Their newfound fortune, the success that the Georgia Bulldogs have had over the last couple of years. But you got to be smart. There's just no excuses for getting behind the wheel, driving fast, driving drunk, especially what happened to reflecting on what happened to a fellow teammate and a staffer who supported your football team. So there's just no excuses for that. And also, you got to think about where you want to be. Do you only want to play at Georgia and get a couple of $1,000 in NIL money, or do you want to go to the next level, which is the NFL? Sorry, and we all know that teams, when they're considering drafting a player, they do a lot of digging, they do a lot of investigating, and if these teams are uncovering your lack of maturity off the field, um, you know, involving reckless behavior, speeding, drinking and driving and all of those things. If you are a player for this Georgia team who is projected to go in the first or second round, these teams are not going to draft you in the first or second round. they're going to draft you in the third and fourth round. And that's going to cost you millions and millions of dollars. So you just don't want to hinder or jeopardize your future, whether it's, being seriously injured or killed because you was driving too fast or driving while intoxicated, or you lose a lot of financial backing because you were not drafted very high, and or you go undrafted altogether because of your behavior and your character. So hopefully moving forward, we don't hear about any more Georgia football players being arrested for hurting children or driving recklessly. But yeah, that's it for today. What do you think about the recent arrests and their impact on the Georgia football team? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more updates for on college football and on LSU. Thanks for watching and see you next time here on Between the Numbers Sports Show and Podcast. I'm out.